Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. It is May 23rd, 2024 on a Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody. Time to get back to work. I did not do a video yesterday because pretty much everything was about this guy right here, NVIDIA's earnings. So that finally came out. And as you can see, above $1,000 a share. Great. Nasdaq's up. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Dow futures are up 66 points. Nasdaq, obviously, because of NVIDIA, is up 1.17%. 53.64 on the S&P. That is a new all-time high. We should open at new all-time highs for the Nasdaq and the S&P right at the open. 2096 on the Russell. That's up today, 0.37%. More than likely, that's going to be SMCI, super microcomputer. All the chip makers are up because of NVIDIA. 10-year Treasury yields 4.428. That was up yesterday, pulling back today. The dollar, hallelujah, rejecting 104.69. That's down. The VIX starting to get really to the point that single digits is possible. 1166 down 5%. Crude oil, hallelujah, is up 78.41, up 1%. We had crude oil inventories yesterday. That came in a bigger supply build than a draw. So again, interesting enough, crude bounced. But again, the dollar's helping. Gasoline futures, 1.44% to the upside. We do have a lot of people driving this weekend. It is Memorial Day weekend, so maybe energy catches a bid. Crossing my fingers as an energy trader. Gold futures, the metals are getting hit, guys. I mean, it gets to the point where it just gets overbought. Gold is down 1.22%. Silver's down 2%. Copper is flat. Copper got smoked yesterday. My FCX calls got smoked. I'm still holding. Euro dollar up 32 pips. Dollar yen down 10 pips. Aussie dollar pulled back. I was looking for the dollar to retreat, but unfortunately that got stopped out on the Aussie dollar Forex signal. 127.34 for the pound dollar, up 17. Bitcoin is down this morning, 69,655 on the future side. Ethereum, 38.75, up 3.43%. Good morning. We are now at 19,000 Nasdaq. So last night, futures did catch that. Congratulations to the futures team. You could take a look here. Caught this one beautifully. We sent the signal at 742, 18,870 on the Nasdaq. And we stopped 18,950. So we left, 50 points on the table? Not too terrible, but well done. Shout out to Nick for catching that. So pretty much just riding the wave here. As you got the breakout now, would I chase this? No. I mean, I think today what you're trying to do is get out of positions where you're profitable. I don't expect NVIDIA to burst higher today to 1100 or anything like that. No. You can see on the daily, of course, we don't have the pre-market pricing, but 1013, we're right here, right around this area. So let's use this 960, let's just say. Let's do 965. How's that? 965. If we break below 965 or tag it, I want to go long. I don't want to go long NVIDIA here in terms of options. Now, again, it is expensive, but I prefer a retest of the breakout or retest of that level. See if that holds and defends. The buyers hold that level, and then we bounce again. But as of right now, NVIDIA is up. Not much we can do there. Would I want to short? No. But I'm looking for a retest of the breakout, which would imply support. S&P breaking out again. We know that's at all-time highs. Same deal. Just wait for a retest of the previous all-time high, 53.33, and we can go ahead and go from there. But as of right now, I'm not trying to go long anything here. I did have TQQ for our members, but obviously being prudent, telling the guys that, hey, you know what, just take it. 2%. Again, we didn't know what NVIDIA what would happen with NVIDIA. We got to 11%. We were in the money. The 65s for June. I held personally, but again, I have to look out for everybody. Look out for the whole server, not just myself. So again, told everybody be prudent. Take the signal TQQ. This could have gone against us, and we don't want any L's. So if you closed, no problem. If you held, you're in the money. About $1.68 in the money. Take it in the morning. Enjoy it, and we move on. The beat goes on, guys. Let's go over some of the trades I do have running. Let's go to FCX. This is the copper. It is, and I'm using the 4-hour just for the fact that the daily doesn't have pre-market pricing. But 51.63, we're 40 cents above. this morning, 51.63. We're right at that trend line again, right around 51.68. We'll use that as a support. You have a gap to fill at 53.60 since I already have calls. I do expect this to go. Volume was still building on Freeport McMoran, but look what they do. Copper and gold. What has fell lately? Copper and gold, but it was pushing. So I still expect more upside in FCX. This is why I bought time. So again, I'm going to wait this out. Next one. The handle is still in place. The daily 150, 1577. Guys, when it comes to energy stocks, unless crude is really moving higher, it's kind of tough to attract flows of capital to energy stocks when everybody's talking about NVIDIA and AI. Exxon doesn't have an AI technology or anything. They're just plain old boring, refining, drilling, and energy. Again, the technical pattern still is true. We have time. It's a pain in the butt to hold this. I get it. I wish every trade was as easy as in 10 minutes, we just catch it. It don't work like that. You just got to hold. Trading is waiting. Starbucks, remember we talked about that? Still has a gap to fill, 87.17. We caught that with the team. This thing hit 200%. 200%. Let me see here out of market. No, YouTube today. There is on you. I am on YouTube. Let him know. Maybe I'm mute. Okay, I'm not on mute. Thank God. Good morning. So here, back to the trophy room. Starbucks, swaggy, 200% caught that. I don't know if anyone else held their Starbucks runners, but I did. Well done to the team. And that's a name that we don't trade often, but I mean, we held that multi-year support. Take a look at that support. And I even tweeted that out. Well done. Again, that was part of the week. We'll see. I think that was part of Friday, excuse me. Still have 87.02 as a gap to fill. Keep an eye on any volume so we can fill that gap. We are above the 20-day. The only issue I have possibly with Starbucks at this moment is possibly, are we overbought? And we're not. We're right at 52. So Starbucks may have more to go. So keep an eye on the options volume out there. You're not overbought. You may be overbought in the hourly, but on the daily, you're not. So that's what we're looking for. Buy time. Keep an eye on this gap fill around 86, 85, 87, 85, 86, 87. That would be the call options I'm looking for. I have no issues going back into Starbucks. Let's take a look at Intel. Intel needs 32.44. I have calls. We have a gap fill, just like we talked with Starbucks. Pretty much the same setup. Gap to fill at 34.42. Needs to break 32.44. We're at 31.63 this morning, so a slight bounce. Nothing to get too excited of, but again, we need that break of 32.44 with good volume. That's what we did when we got in. So we'll see what we get moving forward. I think I had one more thing to discuss. Citibank bouncing a little bit, pulled back, but we were that 2 pennies away from in the money. We'll catch that very, very soon. Again, still a breakout. This is the weekly. Here's the daily. Again, just holding on to that support there or resistance. Let's answer some questions. Good morning. Come on, Intel. Should we buy NVIDIA before the split? I would wait for that retest of the all-time highs like I just spoke about. NVIDIA, you're just buying and holding, man, pretty much forever. So I can pretty much guarantee you in 5 years, NVIDIA will be higher than 965, obviously. So unless you're really trading, better off just doing dollar cost average if you're an investor. Don't worry too much on the stock price. You can wait for the stock split if you like. It'll be a little cheaper. You can always buy fractional shares. That's why stock splits are not as prevalent or exciting as it used to be. NVIDIA being its own type of event, obviously. But 965, sure, catch yourself a little discount. But here, right at the open, nah, I'd wait. See if you can get a little bit of discount. A lot of people are probably going to take profits on NVIDIA. I mean, after a move like this, about $60, how many people are going to close their calls if they got calls? A lot. Be careful. DAL calls. DAL. We played this many times. Pulling back a little bit. Anything special? Get back to 50, maybe. We can play that bounce. Let's place the alert there. We'll put it at 50. If it breaks below 50, I'm going to use this here as our support, and we'll play a bounce. How's that? SPY calls, no. Again, you're already at all-time highs this morning, so I wouldn't chase that. I'd wait for a pullback to support of 523.73. There's also a gap to fill right there. but we're trading at 533. So it's a $10 move, but I would prefer us to get a pullback so we can use that as support. AMD calls. AMD is trading at 171. We're above now the 100-day. That's good. If we break 172.75, I like this target here of 185. So AMD needs to be on watch. Meta and Tesla. Meta's holding the daily. Is that up this morning? It's up about $7. So 474. You're right around this point, pretty much at the highs of yesterday. It's nice. We did not fill this gap here of 483.53. Get above 485. I would target 550s. Definitely. Let's see. Tesla. Tesla, we caught with Masterclass, I believe. Let me make sure if I have that. Yeah, we caught it with Masterclass. So we did take advantage, at least that we did. Here was the Tesla trade on 521. I believe that was, 2 days ago? We had the 200 calls for $2. They pulled back, obviously, but I think we'll get another crack at it. Get above 187. I would play calls to the 200 level. Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely like to trade Tesla again. We've done it once already. Citibank. Citibank just back at the level that we've pretty much watched, and it's going to move higher. We're at the 65 level is our strike, our in the money strike with time. I think June 7th. So 64.98 is that target right there. We'll break that out probably today. It seems that the market is moving higher. Obviously, we'll see if the banks get any kind of flows of capital or buying. But I figured that most everything today will be tech and the mega caps and semiconductors. BABA we played last week. It's a nice pullback. Get me back to 78.08. And if we can get there and hold, I would want to buy calls again. But right here, no. We'll wait till we get there. 78. How does Palantir look to me? Palantir, I'm still waiting for this alert here. Let me get this cancellation. There you go. We'll do 20. Once it gets at 20, that's where I'm interested in shorting to fill this earnings gap fill of 1788. Right now, this is pretty neutral. You're pretty much going to waste your call premiums. What a time. Thoughts on pizza? This is Papa John's. The pizza is okay. The stock, not so much. 40.30 is your next support. If it breaks below that, maybe they might merge with someone else. I don't. Let's see DPZ. DPZ, that's Domino's. Let's see if there's any kind of difference there in terms of their price action. Yeah, I think DPZ would probably be a better bet than Papa John's. In terms of pizza quality, I mean, just go small business, man. Go with your local pizza maker rather than these guys. They don't make great pizza. Let's see. Intel. Are you surprised that Intel didn't catch more love for the NVIDIA earnings? Intel is a competitor of NVIDIA. So, I don't expect that they were going to get this big ovation like, hey, your competitor is doing great. You're going to do great too. That's not the assumption with Intel. This is purely technical more than anything else. You had your earnings back in, what was this? This was back in April, I believe. And we're just holding on to some support. And we expect this gap to fill. Very similar to Starbucks. Starbucks had a bad earnings report. Intel had a bad earnings report. Target had a bad earnings report. And then they started bouncing to the gap fill. Look at Target. I have calls too. Holding that support of 138.96. I fully expect us to get back to 154.57. Won't happen overnight, obviously. But if we can get back above 145.70, we pretty much got this. And Apple. Apple pulled back a little bit. If you break above 192.91, you target 195. And then if you break 195, well, 196.41, you can target the all-time highs of 200. Apple, we have been trading Apple since the breakout of earnings, and we've just been slowly building and building and building. We caught that buyback machine pretty well. And last but not least, SLV pullback. You're now at, 2809. You still need this gap to fill at 2721. Once that fills, let's go ahead and we can go long. Again, we just want to retest our breakouts and see if the support holds. Same old, rinse and repeat. And there you go. Now you guys are all caught up. NVIDIA earnings are on the Discord, so I don't have to read it. If you guys are interested, the scroll on the bottom has all the details. GAR Capital. Access our Discord. Free. Live Market Blog is free. Our services are free. There is a promo coming out for Memorial Day weekend that'll be on Signals. That's it. We'll post that on the server. It is on Instagram. If you are interested, make sure to go to our website, www.gar.capital, or you can DM us directly at GAR Capital on Instagram. There's a lot of fakes out there. Just be careful who you're speaking to. If you're not sure, you can always DM me directly on Instagram at CEO GAR Capital. Really appreciate it as always. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next morning note. Cheers all.